Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm planting up 3 Panicle Hydrangeas and I'm going to be digging up that Weigela. This is a Bobo hydrangea and these get to be 3 by 3, so pretty small shrub for a hydrangea, and they can take full sun to part shade. They're going to be more like a small little firelight in my opinion. Their blooms are going to start out white and then turn pink, and this one's the little quick fire. This one's panicles are more open like the Pinky Winky, and this one gets to be 3 by 5 tall and wide, and they can take sun to part shade, and they're both panicles. And this is a Pinky Winky, and I already have 4 of them, so this is my 5th Pinky Winky that I have, and they're gonna have the open blooms, so they're gonna have that sterile flower and then the fertile flower that's on the inside that the bees and the butterflies like. And I'm getting rid of this Weigela. It's not my favorite. I was hoping it would bloom and it didn't, so I'm just getting rid of it because I did not plant it here, and I'm a firm believer if you don't like something, just get rid of it. Put what makes you happy. And the hydrangeas are my absolute favorite, so whether it's the panicles or the macrophylla or the oak leaf or your endless summer, I love all hydrangeas. They are my favorite. So once again, I'm getting rid of this. Gonna put in the little quick fire right here. I feel like that's gonna be really pretty right here because they both have, well, this one and the Pinky Winky have the same type of blooms, but this one's gonna be smaller, so I think it's gonna match really well and blend. So it'll be like leveled up higher and then lower. And these, they get their colors on faster than most, so they'll change to that pink faster. And then again, you're gonna want your hole that you're digging bigger than what your pot is. And then I am going to be putting the plant tone in, and I'm going to be putting some peat moss on top because I didn't have enough of the dirt that was already in there, because the Weigela looks like it had taken a lot of that dirt out that was stuck to the root ball. And I am working with clay soil in my front garden bed. And I am putting back some of the clay soil back in there to level out the bottom because I dug a hole that was much bigger than what I needed. So I'm putting the clay back at the bottom, and then I'll be backfilling it with the peat moss. And hydrangeas in my area, I garden in zone 6B, and they do great over here as long as they are getting more afternoon shade instead of all day sun. They're not going to fry, because I've had a few that struggled before when I was first learning about the hydrangeas and experimenting and everything, and that was 2 seasons ago. And now I know that they're going to get crispy, they need a certain amount of water, and then they'll be fine. And you know the saying that they say, first year they sleep, second year they creep, third year they leap. And I feel like that's really true. It sounds crazy, but it's really true, because my first year with my hydrangeas, they did not grow very big. The second year, they kind of struggled. And in the third year, they were absolutely amazing. And this big giant bag of peat moss I get from Menards, and I know you can get it from Walmart or Home Depot. I just go to Menards because it's closer and it's normally cheaper than the other places. And it's a 2 cubic square feet bag of peat moss. And once you get it wet, it expands more, kind of like the cocoa core. But I like the peat moss because you're going to get a bigger amount for your price compared to cocoa core. And then this, I'm going to be putting in the Pinky Winky on the corner. So there's a firelight to the right, and then there's my standard that I'm making on the left of the Tar Diva hydrangea. So the whole front garden bed is just hydrangeas. And the Pinky Winky, they have red stems and they're pretty sturdy, especially with here where I'm at. We have windstorms like crazy, so I wanted to have something that wasn't gonna snap off in the wind. Kind of like, I've had an Annabelle and the Incredibles before, and those, they'll get too heavy and the stems will snap, but I like to have something that's not gonna do that, especially with the prices right now. I didn't want to buy something and then have it snap all the way clean off. And with my front garden bed, I'm putting all of them at least 3 feet apart from each other. So that's going to be from root ball, the base of the center of the root ball to the other center of the root ball needs to be about 3 feet wide apart. So the plants can get 6 feet wide, but if I want them to all touch and to be like a hedge, so I will need them to be about 3 feet apart from each other. And then you can always trim them back in the fall or early spring, and you can trim them back to 1/3 of their height, and that will help control their size too if you don't want them to be too large. And then over here is our very front in the middle of our lawn, and it has our birch trees, the gladiolas that I planted, and then the 2 hardy hibiscus in the back. And then this one's a bobo that I'm going to be planting, and the bobos are absolutely beautiful. I've had 2 before at our old house, and these can take full sun to part shade, and they get the 3x3. It says 2.5 to 3 feet tall, and then 3 to 4 feet wide. So I'm just going to say it's 3x3. And then these ones grow pretty fast for me in this area. They grow, I've gotten them this size last year, and then they were almost to their full size that season. They're going to be the white, creamy color, and then change to the pink in the fall. And then you'll do the same that you do with all your hydrangeas, the panicles, where you're going to be trimming them late fall or late winter, early spring is when you'll be wanting to prune those back. And I put this in a full sun part shade area because the part shade is the trees, so it's going to get the morning sun, and then late maybe 6 o'clock sun, so it's not that hot noon sun. And that's the end of today's video. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.